Before we start the actual chapter, the next chapter, I will just quickly revise some of the conventions and notations used in geometry. We'll start with lines. So when you have a line in dhruvat, or in English line, which is AB, 2 points on the line, define the line. This line goes both this side as well as this side infinitely. A line has no end, so it goes as far as it can to the left, as far as it can to the right in this drawing, left and right, and it is written like this, AB, with curved brackets around it. Then there is a concept of the dummy dhruvat. So this is a dummy dhruvat, say, they. So it stops there, and this side it continues to infinity. So this is called dummy dhruvat in French. It's called ray in English. It's like if you put a torch here, then the ray of light goes only in one direction. And it's written like this, say, they, where say side is square brackets, they side is curved brackets. This means that it stops at point C, the line, or it starts at point C. There's nothing on the other side. Okay, if I draw it like this, if I have another line which is in dummy dhruvat, which starts at D, goes through C, and like that, then you write it like this, they, right bracket on they side, and then say and curved bracket. So it means that always when you write a dummy dhruvat, you always put a square bracket on the left. You don't write it like this. Just because it's going to the left, you don't write it like this. This is wrong. You always start with the side on which the line ends. They, just because it's going to the left, you don't have to write they. Say is on the left here, you don't have to write say on the left and they on the right. You write it like this. Okay, then the last type of line is segment. Segment is E to F. Here this is a segment, and it only defines the line between E and F. There is nothing to the right, nothing to the left of E, nothing to the right of F. It's called, in French it's called segment. In English it's called segment, and it's written like this, EF, with square brackets on both sides, signifying that that's where the line ends. The segment ends at F, segment ends at E. It doesn't go beyond these points. Okay. In an equation, when you write the length of a line, then you write F est égal à 10 cm. So actually what I said was length of a line, you always have a length of a segment. Between 2 points, it's always a segment. There is no ambiguity about it. You couldn't have the length of a line like that, because that length is infinite. Similarly, the length of this is infinite. Similarly, the length of this is infinite. Only the length of a segment can be defined. So you write F est égal à 10 cm, and because there is no ambiguity, there is no confusion, there is no chance of confusion, you write it without any bracket. You just write F est égal à 10 cm. So in an equation, you don't need to put brackets, right? See, no brackets, I've even written it. When two lines are parallel, you write them like this, AB, that is dhruvat, parallel, asede. These two lines are parallel. What if they are dummy dhruvat? So if we say dummy dhruvat ka here, and we have a dummy dhruvat, and then say we have a segment TZ here, then also we write Ka is parallel to TZ, but in both cases we take the line, we don't take the segment and the dummy dhruvat, because obviously this line, as it extends to this side, and this line as it extends to this side, they still are parallel. Okay, this is just a convention, both of writing that whenever you have a line which is parallel to another line, you write it with curved brackets, even though they might be defining a dummy dhruvat in one case or a segment in the other, or any combination thereof. So now the first video homework, draw a line AB and mark a point C such that C appartient à AB. Remember, this is in demi droite. And at the same time, C n'appartient pas à AB. So you have to draw line AB. You can just draw it like that, or as we have done at the top, and you have to mark a point C which satisfies these two conditions. Okay, that is problem A. Problem B is draw a line DE and mark a point F such that F does not belong to DE. These are very simple problems. I just want you to do them again to make sure to let me know that you watched the video. Okay, that is all about lines. Now we will move on to angles. Okay, so an angle, you all know what an angle is. I'm just writing the notation. If you have an angle like this, ABC, it's written like ABC with a little hat on top, or just B, if there can be no confusion. If I write B, there can be no confusion, because at point B there's only one angle that we are concerned with. So so if you write it, you have to write example. If you put it in with numbers or in an equation, you have to write ABC est égal à 65 degrés. Don't forget the degree when you are when you're writing the actual value. Sometimes you want to take the outside angle. So F, but this angle around there, not the small angle but the big angle. So then you put it F, you put an inverted hat on it. You can write then example F est égal à 290 degrés. So if I write that, then if I wanted to write F est égal à, what would it be? Well, this angle plus that angle add up to 360, so it will be 360 minus 290 is equal to 70 degrees. There. Okay, then some conventions again, some names. So if you have two angles like this, A and A prime, they are called angles opposés par le sommet. They are also called opposite angles. And of course, A prime est égal à A. Angle A prime est égal à angle A. Then if you have two angles like this, A and B are adjacent angles. In French, angle adjacent. You know all this. Okay? Then some terms about if C plus D est égal à 90 degrés, C et D sont complémentaires. Angle complémentaire means two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Similarly, if two angles add up to 180 degrees, they are called supplémentaires. All of this you know from last year, but I'm just reminding you. You might want to pause this video and copy these pages down into your notebook so that you can easily refer to them. That is, if you need to. If you really have learned it well, then you really don't need to do that. Okay, so let's take an example when you have two lines that are parallel, and you have a line une droite séquente. Then these two opposite angles are equal. They're known as angle alterne interne, internal angles, alternate internal angles here. Sorry, alternate internal angles. I forgot to write the word internal there. You also have alternate external angles, angle alterne externe, but we don't really need to go into that here. And then the last thing about angles is when you have two parallel lines and you draw une droite séquente, on a des angles C et D, C est égal à D, angle corresponding angles. This is